Company Muscle Baris!
My name is Kyler Ito. I'm a Year 2 primer in the 33rd Singapore Company.
I'm Mr. Danish. I'm one of the teachers in charge of the 33rd BB in Fairfield.
Hello, I'm Ashton Ang and I am the current CSM.
Hello, I'm John Yong, Staff Sergeant and COS of Baruch for the 33rd Company.
I'm Samuel and I used to be a member in the Boys Brigade.
And I'm Simon, his father. I was also from the Boys Brigade, Fairfield, same school.
As of this year, I've been in BB for 10 years now.
I've been in BB as an officer since 2011. As for 33rd in Fairfield, I've been a teacher here since 2016.
I've been involved in the Boys Brigade for around 6 years now, since when I was primary 3.
As of 2020, I've been in the Boys Brigade for 3 years.
I joined the Boys Brigade when I was in secondary 1, so that's been 4 years since then. And now I'm in the primers program.
As for me, same, I joined the Boys Brigade when I was in Sec 1, and after graduation I went back to serve as a senior and then as an officer in the 33rd for a number of years, and I went on to serve in another company, 15J, for a few years as well until I got married and decided that we have to move on to another ministry. So I've been with the Boys Brigade for many years.
Favorite BB memory has to be when we were in Sec 2 during our leadership development camp. I think one of the better moments of that camp was when my level had an overnight hike, and throughout that overnight hike everybody's getting tired, but at the same time we have to keep our own spirits up, so we're telling jokes, we're just trying to get through it. And I think through that hike my level came together quite a bit, just forging memories of our own.
My favorite BB related memory has to be part of the annual Camp Kong for 2019. As I had to plan the night cycling event, it was a very challenging experience as I was constantly worried about people getting lost or getting injured, and maybe the food catering won't work. But despite that, it actually went out quite smooth, and it was a satisfaction of everything going well after all the preparation. It really made it my most fond memory.
As for me, it's also about the camps. I remember my first camp was back then, Sec 1, there was a East Asia Regional Fellowship Camp. So that was the first time I, as a small young boy, got to attend a camp with a lot of people from elsewhere that we do not know, not from the same company, not within Singapore, but also regional. We did dragon boating, we had to pitch our 8-man tent. It was very tough back then. And all the fun experiences that we had together and activities. So the subsequent camps were something that I look forward to. Back in Fairfield with the 33rd, we had so many enjoyable memories. Whether is it pitching a tent on the Fairfield ground, the field itself, or sleeping in a classroom, and we even went overseas for camp. So those were the fond memories that I remember back then.
I would say favorite aspect of BB is the holistic development of the boys, from physical development, when they go through PT, when they go through blaze trainings, all the way to the character development as well, especially when the boys start to lead the company. Yeah. So another very important area that I really like is also the spiritual development of the boys, where we have Bible studies, where we have worship, especially when even the boys themselves, start to lead worship, and I think they really grew very well there.
My favorite aspect is probably the bond between each and every boy, because certain CCAs you really don't get this kind of bond. It's really quite special to BB, especially during camps or during fun outings. Also in BB, we also mix in between levels instead of only being grouped with the same people in your level. So I think that I find that very interesting because there's more opportunities for you to interact with the people from other levels.
My favorite aspect would probably be the activities that I had, because I think the Boys Brigade, aside from just drill, there are many other enjoyable and meaningful activities that we had, such as recreational time and even best company games that we had throughout the whole level.
For me, back then was actually the friendship, not so much as the activities, but the friends that we got to know one another better through the games, activities, and also after parade program, we would stay back to play soccer at the basketball court, till evening, and we got chased up because they need to close the school gates. Some of the friends would know how we, actually get to know one another much better and build bonds through those activities. And that 4 years, and subsequently many of us stayed back to serve and came back, and then continue to build on their friendship. Now some of my best friends are, from church, who are also from the BB, and we have grown up together, even got married, have children, and gone through the stages of life as a group. So some of the badges you see here would not be the same as what the BB badges right now, right? Things like, I think similar expedition, although the color is a bit different. We still have programs like CE, Christian education. We have first aid. I think that's very important. We have some of the basic skills that we need to learn, and talk about discipline. We have the drills, teaching us how to work as a team, as well as all the fun part like going camping. We used to have a camping badge. We attended, I think this is the National Day Parade, so we got a badge for that. Lots of rehearsals and drills, so one of the interesting experience.
So many ways that I live my life have been shaped by the lessons I've learned in BB. But I think the biggest lesson I've taken away is one that my officer, Mr. Kevin Huang, told me when we had to choose who the next leaders were or who we wanted to mentor. One of the things he said to me was that we shouldn't judge people by what they are now, but what they could be in the future. And ever since he said that to me, it's changed the way of how I look at people. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons I've ever taken away from the BB.
BB has influenced my life to be more confident in myself, because at first I was really shy and I didn't dare to talk to anyone. I also didn't dare to speak in front of a whole crowd. But BB has pushed me, helped me surpass my limits and actually be more confident in myself, and managed to help me be able to speak in front of crowds.
The way that BB has improved my character and my values is that as being in a leadership position, I have to start taking an account for various aspects, or reminding myself to I need to contact this person when I do this event, because this person will be affected as well. So it's really putting myself in the shoes of others. It taught me to be more empathetic to people.
I would think for me, through the camps and through parades, I think one of the few takeaways for me would be the discipline in a uniform group. I think discipline is highly enforced, not like the army, but I feel many of my friends and I would pay more attention to detail in what we do. And also I think would be the initiative in stepping up, either as a member or a leader, irregardless of simple schoolwork that we had to do together, or even in CCA.
Wow, the Boys Brigade has been the most impactful ministry of my life. I came to know Jesus through the Boys Brigade, thanks to the officer back then, or my captain back then, who taught us Bible study, brought us to church, and also through their life examples, influenced many of us. We have come to know Christ in a very personal way. And I guess BB is not just a CCA; it has to be a ministry, and that's the main object of the Boys Brigade. The object of the Boys Brigade shall be the advancement of kingdoms among boys, and the promotion of habits of obedience, reverence, discipline, self-respect, and all that tends toward the true Christian manliness.
I didn't really have a choice to join the BB in secondary school because I appealed to Fairfield using Boys Brigade. Originally I was quite frustrated because I wanted to join volleyball, but the better question is what convinced me to stay. And I think when I first joined, the community of the boys around me, the officers and the primers, really created a fun community for us to really grow and develop ourselves. And I think through my Sec 1 and my Sec 2 year, that community is what really convinced me to stay.
In Sec 1, I decided to join BB because I heard from my seniors that BB was actually really different from the primary school BB. So I actually wanted to try something new, and at the same time I also want to be in a familiar environment because I sort of really know BB already. So that was really what pushed me to join BB again.
A few reasons as to what convinced me to join, but I think one of them would be because my father was from the Boys Brigade, and seeing how he had made his own group of friends that they were very tight and closely knit. So I guess that encouraged me to want to join the Boys Brigade and hopefully find a group of friends who I know I can trust for a long time.
I understand there's a lot of things you want to try in secondary school, and I think BB actually is a platform where you'll try many things. You won't just be confined to the limits of just being in a UG. And beyond that, even though it's just 4 years of your secondary school life, I promise that you're going to forge some memories that will last you a lifetime, way beyond the 4 years that you'll just spend in secondary school.
Join BB. Okay, this is the place where you can have fun together with your friends, and you go through all kind of stuff, fun stuff, and also moments where you struggle together. I think this is also a place where you can really grow well in terms of your physical and also your character. This is also a place where we have a great team of dedicated teachers and officers where we will mentor you and also journey with you through your life and really just talk about life.
I think you should join Boys Brigade because everyone is actually very close bonded. So you actually get to know a lot of people, not only people in your school but also primers, seniors and officers. But also at the same time, if you want to pick up a new life skill, you also should join BB because we actually teach a lot of those quite often.
Join the Boys Brigade if you'd like to make a good friend for sure. Because I think the Boys Brigade, aside from the fact there's a uniform group, it usually tends to have many participants every year. So like every batch, there would usually be about 30 people in one whole level, one cohort. So out of 30 people, there definitely be people that you are sure to connect with, even if you are the more reserved and quiet one, or even if you are the more enthusiastic and eager to serve. You definitely find someone in the Boys Brigade that you can click with and get to know each other better. Yeah, regardless of your position or enthusiasm for the CCA.
For Sec 1s, I guess tell them is you want to look smart, join the Boys Brigade. The uniform is really fantastic with all the badges and things to look out for. Very unique, and you make lots of friends and enjoy the activities, the fun field programs throughout your 4 years with Fairfield. So make the right choice.
To the Sec 1s, join BB. You won't regret it.
You definitely have lasting memories in the Boys Brigade.
Join BB for new friends and self-growth.
Friends in the Boys Brigade can last you a lifetime.
To the Sec 1s, join BB and shape your life.
I'll see you in BB.